On this week's episode of Bungalower and The Bus, we talk about how another grocery store is closing.
And there's a whole bunch of scooters. There's a whole bunch of new scooters in town. And we're here at Booyah Gastro Bar.
Welcome to Bungalower and The Bus. I am the Bus, John Busdecker.
And I'm the big spoon, never the little spoon, Brendan O'Connor from Bungalower.com.
I think so long as you're a spoon, you're happy.
Yes, as long as somebody loves me,
Yeah.
I'm okay.
Yes, as long as somebody's forking you, you're good.
Never a knife. Never a knife. Tonight we're at Booyah Gastro Bar in Winter Park.
Yeah, booyah.
Booyah.
Doesn't look like that. It looks like bull-a.
Bull-a.
If you're American.
Yeah, and don't know how to read things. And it's delicious.
Always. This is like the 10th time we've been here.
Yeah, maybe like the second
Third.
time we've recorded. We had a little thank you party here for some of our vendors. They invited us back here to record our show, which is great. And they have been serving up their seasonal dishes.
Lots of pork parts.
Oh, man. And like beef cheeks.
The good pork parts.
Only the good. Yeah, no hot dog stuff. Just the best. Just the pork chops.
Yeah.
None of the hot dogs.
And
Oxtails, ox butts. So let me see if I can say the things that they gave us, John.
Nope, you've already messed it up.
Budivara. Budivara.
Is that your Borat impression?
Budivara. Sliders. Bombas. That was like
sounds like a dance.
Braised oxtail with truffle reduction. Oh man, that was so good.
That was a good one.
Stuffed piquillo peppers, brave beef cheeks with little elbow pastas, and then an oxtail flatbread. And they also brought out a little chickpea thing. They change their seasonal part of their menu every couple of months because again, it's seasonal. They have all of these sangrias. One of them is going to be a super special one starting on February 12th. It has a little rosé in it, and that's going to be used to save money, to raise money for the Heart Association.
Yeah, the American Heart Association, I think it is. And they have awesome happy hour here. I mean, drinks are like $6, $7, and come check it out. It's great. I love Booyah.
The happy hour is 7 to 9:30 p.m. I might have messed that up.
No, you're right.
4 to 7. It's 4 to 7 p.m. Monday to Sunday. And then they also have a paella cooking class, and we'll tell you about that in the second half.
Yeah, you got to wait till the second half to hear about the paella class.
You're going to love it. Hey, man.
How are you?
I'm good. I missed you.
I missed you, too. I saw you a few days ago.
I know. Not enough. Not enough.
I'll move in. More. How about we move in together?
You want to move in?
No.
No?
No, you live in a pigsty.
How dare you?
You live in a house that's crumbling in on itself.
I don't want to judge, but your bathroom is full of photos of dead animals.
This is true.
So
it's art.
Who's complaining now?
It's
true. Just because I live in Grey Gardens doesn't mean I'm less of a person, John.
Your house isn't a pigsty. I shouldn't say that.
No, but we're surrounded by a bunch of drunk people.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
They don't poop in my lawn anymore, though.
Well, it's winter.
Yeah. Wait till summer.
Wait till the summer.
Right, you're right.
Here on Bungalow on the Bus, we talk about all things in and around downtown Orlando's bungalow neighborhoods, such as College Park and Winter Park and downtown and Paramore and Holden Heights and Thornton Park and Soto and all those places.
Wow, that was a flex.
That's right.
I like that.
Yeah.
All those places. If you want to find out more information and you're tired of hearing us talk, just go to bungalower.com and you can type in a word and it comes on up.
Really?
Technology.
And follow us on Instagram.
Yes.
On Facebook.
What's your personal Instagram so people can follow you?
It's my name, John Busdecker.
Jon.
Jon.
No H here.
Yeah, don't follow the one with the H. He's a jerk.
Mine's BKEEPZ. Beekeeps.
Beekeeps.
Yeah, you can follow me
I'm
there.
lucky with my name because nobody else has it.
It's true.
Yeah.
Because you're from Mars.
That's true.
You got any news? I got a bunch.
I'm just going to let you go. You do all the work.
Okay. Just like how we make love. UCF is going to fire 2 professors, John.
I saw this.
Yeah?
2 professors, and I think a student is getting kicked out as well.
And losing their doctorate degree,
Oh, yeah.
doctoral degree, which turned out to be not earned because 2 professors at the Institute for Simulation and Training turned out to be helping one of their students get a doctoral degree in exchange for grants for their department. So the student worked at an agency that gave out research grants, and he was one of the most significant sources of funding for the department for years.
Can't do that.
You cannot do that. And then it turned out the dissertation that the student wrote was not based on any work he actually did. And so they looked into it at the university. They found out there was a quid pro quo.
Oh.
Hashtag trending. Hashtag quid pro quo. And they're getting fired, and he's losing his degree.
What happens after? I mean, I know they did wrong, and they shouldn't probably work there any longer. But like, what do you do after? Like, that's been your whole life for years and years.
Go to
and
another
years.
university that won't ask you where you came from.
No,
Yeah.
I mean the internet exists. Like, all they got to do is Google their names.
It's also, while they can't publish the student's name, he's protected.
It's a he. We just got 50% of the population.
Right? Which one? How'd you do that? But they have the professor's name.
Yes.
But they don't have photos of them. A lot of people have similar names.
I know. I mean,
it's not the end of their
I'm sure
career.
they're still smart people, and hopefully they can.
They'll end up at Valencia
I just wonder about that. I wonder about kind of where people end up sometimes when they do wrong like that.
You hold it out. Nobody's really Googling unless it's like a really good institution. So they're just going to go to like a B plus institution where they're not really looking. They're just happy to have a body there, and they'll be fine.
I'm sure you got to own up to it though in that job interview.
I don't think so.
I think
this
so.
is a no.
Why did you leave your last place? We had some differences.
That's all you need to say.
Oh, okay.
Legally, you don't have to disclose that.
True.
You don't have to tell people you were fired, and they're not allowed to ask you why you were fired.
But you can do a Google search of somebody
if you care enough. I think they'll be fine. That's why so many people get to work at Universal.
All right. So says the ex-Disney employee over there.
Who ended up working at Universal after I got fired. Life. Earth Fair.
Gone.
Almost gone. They will be gone. The way of the dodo. The way of the Lucky's dodo.
So first Lucky's, now Earth Fair. I actually really liked Earth Fair. More when I lived in Alabama than here, only because I used to live closer to the one when I lived there in Alabama. The difference is, I think back then, I used to live in Alabama from about 2008 to 2010.
Always bragging.
No, but what I'm saying is, back then, you didn't have all these different... even at Publix now, there's organic this and vegan that, and like you can get all that stuff now. Back in 10 years ago, you couldn't. Like, you really had to go to those types of stores.
Those specialty stores.
You had to go to Whole Foods. You had to go to Earth Fair. And now, I'm not saying their day is past, but you really gotta need to go there to get like something specific. Don't you think? You don't do your general
like a very
shop. Most people,
specialty quinoa, like I can't get anywhere else.
but like
right?
most people don't do their all their
Obama
shopping.
lettuce. Not every grocery store has Obama lettuce.
True.
Right? So you got to go to like Whole Foods to get arugula.
But like, I don't normally do all my shopping at Whole Foods or Lucky's. I do most of it at Publix, and so. But if I need something special, I'll go to those places.
See, it was hard because we tried not to do Publix for a little bit because of their stance on polystyrene. I can't say the S word because it's copyrighted. Polystyrene and some of their other things are a little, make me a little nervous.
It's hard here in Florida, though.
So it was great to have these options, right? Lucky's we embraced. I liked their policy and everything. They're gone. And then Earth Fair, I was like, well, we could go to Earth Fair. Can't go to Earth Fair anymore.
But you can go to Chamberlain's.
You could.
Why do you laugh at that?
Well, it's Chamberlain's. And then we went to Publix recently just to get something quick. We were going to make an Instant Pot recipe I saw on the Pinterests, as you do, because 2020. And everybody was there. Like, I could not escape the produce aisle because I knew everybody in it.
Really?
So every 5 steps I had to talk to somebody new. Poor Scotty was off waiting for me,
Which
in the
Publix do you go
wine
to?
bin. The little one in Colonial.
Oh.
Yeah. The gay one
I'm not
they
a big
used to
fan
call
of that one. Not because of that.
Because it's gay?
No.
Full of Asians?
It's too small. It's too small. And the College Park one's like this, too. They don't have everything there. When I do my real shopping, you got to go to the one up on Mills here in Winter Park.
Sure.
Yeah.
I like that the parking signs are in Vietnamese, too.
Oh, the parking there is a nightmare.
It's not. There's another parking lot across the street.
Yeah, but you always feel like you can get a spot in the one, and then you're like, oh, I can't park here. I got to go across the street.
We were joking, Scotty and I in the car, because we did get trapped in the parking lot trying to leave, or trying to even park and get in there. And it was like everybody was feeling the pressure of lack of options. right? Like you had to go. It was just crazy.
But we should say Earth Fair. They're based in Asheville, North Carolina, and they're closing all their stores, I believe.
Yeah, all of them.
Yeah, because the one where I used to live in
50
Huntsville,
some
Alabama,
shops.
it's like 40. They closed the one in Huntsville. That was a big
It's
deal.
50 shots.
That's huge to close
Just
50
folding.
stores.
Folding.
Was it just a coincidence that one closed and Lucky's closed at the same time, or is there more
I
to
don't know,
that?
You're the one that just read that grocery
It's been
store
a while,
book
but
recently.
it's a fantastic book called Grocery. All
I'm
about the
ass-
grocery industry.
I'm assuming it has to do with distribution.
Oh, it is.
costs
It's market share.
Yeah.
It's how thin the market, the profit margins are.
Right.
It's like 2% at a grocery store. It's nothing.
The margins are tough. Tariffs are crazy.
And also,
Blah,
like you
blah,
said,
blah,
distribution's
groceries.
hard.
Let's go to the next one. What do you got?
Hold on, real quick. I bring up Chamberlain's. They had an ad in the paper today that says, "Just so you know, we're not going anywhere."
What paper?
The Sentinel.
Oh, I
There's
love
an ad in the local section.
It's a great one, too. It looks vintage.
Yeah. So I thought that was kind of fun.
All right, I'll go to Chamberlain's. I'll
Okay.
try it. It's been a long time. Enzian, since it's just up the street from where we are today, still wants another movie screen, John.
Well, they got that inflatable one. Just why aren't they happy with that one?
Because bougie people like a roof.
Okay.
You know,
have you
not-
been to an outdoor show there?
Once by accident.
Where you just walk in and
I
you're
was
like, oh, there's
hanging
a
out-
movie.
No, at Eden's. Went there for a tiki drink, and they happened to be having something on the lawn.
I think I saw not Friday the 13th, but Nightmare on Elm Street 4 there, maybe?
I like that.
Dream Warrior.
They tried to do a $6 million expansion.
Fundraising. They had a whole goal. They raised most of it, didn't they? Or
They
all
raised
of it?
$5.5 million, I think.
I mean, that's basically all of it.
But math. And then they got a huge outcry from their neighbors who just didn't believe that they could live with the parking issues that would cause and the traffic. So they had to basically scrap it. Plus, the school across the street from them, they had an agreement with them to use their parking lot. That school and that property sold to somebody who was out of state. So they no longer had that agreement in place for extra parking. So they just kind of scrapped that plan.
And they gave money back. Like,
Yeah.
if you wanted it back, we'll give you back your
I would
money.
say most of it actually went back to the donors.
Really? I don't think I would want it back. Like, if I donate $100,
gave it.
I feel like it's gone.
There were some larger,
Okay, yeah. I mean, if I give $1 million, I might want my $1 million back.
but it has come out that they are talking about maybe bringing it back, an option for another screen without expanding the footprint of the theater.
Underground.
No, that
Above
would make
ground.
sense.
Floating screens.
They had the back of the main part of the theater is like extra seating. They would wall that off and then add a little door outside. Is the idea.
So would it be like a tiny screen?
Yeah,
or the same size?
like a little smaller, little
Intimate
mediums.
is how I would market
Yeah,
this.
for blue movies, bachelor movies. You know what I mean?
What?
You only need a couple people in there.
What are they showing? Like old porno movies? Is that what you're saying?
Joking, that's not true. That's all these sangrias they have. I'm joking.
So they might still do that. Well, how does that
Maybe.
solve?
So they just reached out to the city of Maitland. They said, "What could this happen? What would it take to make something like this happen?"
But that wasn't I thought parking was the issue, not
Parking is the issue, but if they can explain and convince the city council that by not expanding the footprint, they're still serving the same amount of people.
But if you have 2 screens, you have more people showing up, right?
But you have a max on the amount of people that can show up anyway. And if they're
Oh.
not adding any seats, it's still the same amount of seats that were there before.
Oh, okay.
You could argue that you're not expanding your traffic.
So wait, would they move the current screen up somewhere?
That main theater stays the same, but
Yes.
in the back, there's a section that could just be walled off. And then it becomes a second tiny, tiny little theater.
But then you are adding seats.
No, there's already seats there. It's 50 seats that are already there. They're just putting a wall between those 50 seats and the rest of the theater and then adding a little screen inside of it. They're making it a room. They're just making the back part of the theater into its own separate room.
All right.
Does that make sense?
No.
Why? What don't
Well,
you
like
understand?
if you have I've been to the Enzian.
Uh-huh.
You have the Enzian, right? There's
you walk
3
into the Enzian.
Yeah, there's a screen there.
To your left as you're walking
Yeah.
in.
So all that stays the same.
All of that stays the same. To your right, There's like an overhang kind of. You have to step up these little stairs.
Okay.
There's a recessed part.
When you were saying back, I thought you meant behind the screen.
I know. But that's why the only reason we're talking about this is because other people might think I said that.
I get what you're saying. All right, now I get it. So the back is actually, when you say that the back of the theater.
The rear of the
I get
theater,
you.
not behind the screen.
Yes.
But the back of the audience.
We've confused everybody.
Maybe not.
All right, I get what you're
glad
saying.
we talked through it. It's just a proposal. They're feeling it out. It was already kind of denied by city council. Or not city council, by the planning department. They said, no, well, I'm not convinced this won't affect traffic, because they weren't listening to the fact that they're not adding seats. Now it goes on to city council and then zoning and then city council.
So one more question. Could you sell the entire property?
They don't
use
own the
that
property.
money. Oh, somebody else does?
Yeah.
Oh,
We met him at the New Year's party.
really?
Super nice dude.
So they just lease it?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, well then never mind.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, could you sell the whole property, then just build another Enzian somewhere else with as many screens as you
there's
want?
Something about it being just immersed
Oh,
in that little
I agree.
Florida
I love
jungle.
it. I
right?
love it. But if you can't meet the needs of the community around you,
Yeah, I think they could build a second theater.
like another Enzian
Off-site.
somewhere in Winter Springs or something, or wherever. I'm picking. The problem, their biggest issue is going to be in the next year when the Alamo or in the Draft House theater opens over by Disney.
Right.
They're going to play the same kinds of movies.
Side note tangent: when I worked at Lone Star Steakhouse up in Canada, everybody had to have a server name, like a Western server name. My name was Alamo.
Alamo. All right.
But I never use it. I always said,
Fun
"Hi, I'm
fact.
Brendan."
But no, that's going to be that's going to be some competition from them because they're a big chain that plays those types of things.
Yeah, it's an art house theater.
It is.
That I think they'll be fine.
I think they will,
that's the
too.
other side of this.
It's true, but if you really want to see a movie that's an Enzian movie, you got to go to the Enzian, at least for the first few weeks of its release.
I think they have a pretty diehard legion of fans.
They do, but if I live over by Disney and I want to
then
see...
you're not going to drive to Enzian.
And if I can go see it over by Disney, I'm going to see it there. But if I can only see Parasite at the Enzian, I'm going to go to the Enzian.
I would be interested in seeing the programs, like what that looks like, the programming between them, and then how many people at Enzian are currently coming from outside of like that far away.
I know. No, you're right.
The parks, right?
You never know, though. I mean, some of
You would
those
just
folks
pay for it on Google Play and sit in
Sure,
your pajamas.
I don't know.
at
People
home,
like
right?
to go out there. They live in Claremont. They want to come to Orlando and do something.
If you're a diehard
Anyway.
movie fan, who knows? Speaking of films, Yeti, like the
cups.
the cups, the container people.
Yeah.
They're like the Corksicle of not Orlando. Yeti is coming to town with their film festival. It's called the 2020 Yeti Film Tour. And we love Corksicle. We're a Corksicle company, us Bungalower Media people, because they're grown here and we love them. But this sounds like a cool event. So
I got a
we're gonna
Yeti cup or a Corksicle coffee tumbler.
I think we have like a cupboard full of Corksicle stuff because we go to all the events and they just keep showing up. There's a 2020 Yeti Film Festival. Because they're like an outdoors focused company, they actually produce a lot of outdoor inspired movies, usually with like surfers and pro climbers and anglers. And so they're bringing those people who are in the films and the filmmakers on a national tour. You can come and see these outdoor movies at the Plaza Theater on Saturday at 7:30 p.m. If you want to see what we're talking about, go to Yeti.com. And a VIP ticket includes 2 drink tokens, a special hat, and a bottle.
Nice. A Yeti cup you get.
Yeah, a little Yeti cup.
Nice.
I think that's fun.
Yeah, that is fun.
Yeah. Macy's is closing 125 stores.
Sure are.
We don't know if it's going to affect Orlando.
How many Macy's are here? I know there's one at the Mall at Millennia. I think there's one at the Florida Mall. Those two will be fine.
Isn't there one at the Fashion Square Mall?
If there is, that one might be on the chopping block.
I might have made that up. 2,000 corporate jobs were also cut.
Yeah.
It's about a fifth of their total locations that will be closing.
Department store, I mean, how often do you go to the department store and buy something?
Retail's tough.
It is.
Retail's
It
tough.
is.
So they're trying to rethink their model. That's what their 2020 is going to be, and they're going to do smaller footprint stores, none of these big ones anymore, changing with the times.
It's just too much stuff coming in. Then you got to sell it all, and then Have you been to the one at the Mall at Millennia?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And it's expensive.
It is. It is. No, it is.
Not
I mean,
cheap.
everything there is.
Not like amazing. Like I'm not.
The stores are
Macy's is
Macy's.
cool. Just like the stuff in Macy's.
In Macy's.
I'm not seeing something like, oh, I would drop $120 for it.
If you want to get a Tommy Hilfiger sweatshirt, you can get one there.
If I could, I probably would.
Yeah, really?
I'll be honest. If I could just like randomly spend $120 on a denim shirt, and I really was feeling it that day, I would probably spend it.
I don't know. I have a hard time with that.
Well, I mean too, because I don't have the
Yeah,
$120. That's the hardest time with it. We have time for one more. UCF is bringing 100 air sensors to downtown.
Air sensors?
Yes.
Air fresheners?
No, they're little
It's kind of
sensors.
stinky downtown sometimes.
They got
That
100.
could be a whole thing, like an Airwick or a Glade company comes in, they install outdoor air fresheners.
Ate up all my time with your stupid air freshener segue. It's I'll tell you after the break. I'll tell you after the break.
Febreze ones.
No.
And they make downtown
No,
smell
they're
fresh.
because you can't breathe. We live in an urban environment. People deserve to know what their air quality is like, and so they got.
I want to live in a Febreze downtown.
You're a monster. Let's come back after the break. I'll tell you more.
Hey, this is Chris for the Orange County Library System to tell you about these 3 things. Do you have trouble remembering your library card number? Me too. So download Cloud Library and have a digital copy with you. Find Cloud Library in your favorite app store. Enjoy an African folkloric performance filled with drumming, dance, and storytelling. Library Pop-Up, Lake Nona, Arisi African Folklore. They will be on Valencia College campus on Saturday, February 8th. Learn how to make your photos pop with Adobe Photoshop, black and white effects at our Washington Park branch on Thursday, February 13th. Learn about these 3 things and so much more at ocls.info or call 407-835-7323. Again, that's ocls.info or call us at 407-835-7323. Orange County Library System is your place to learn, grow, connect.
Welcome back to Bungalower and The Bus. I am The Bus, John Busdecker.
And I'm Julio Iglesias' body double, Brendan O'Connor from Bungalower.com.
I'm just going to let that one hang
just sit
for a
in
little
it.
bit.
Tonight we are recording from Booyah Gastro Bar
Booyah!
in Winter Park. Booyah! And they have a paella cooking class coming up, John.
I love paella.
Let's come here as a couple and learn how to cook.
You and I?
Yeah. February 12th, 7 to 9:30 p.m. I'm sure Scotty would want to go.
Yeah, it's a couples thing.
Yeah, you
kind
can
of a
be-
pre-Valentine's Day event.
He doesn't like to learn how to cook new things, though.
Well, he
so
can
it's
watch
even-
you cook, and he just sort of hangs out and has some
Sounds
drinks.
kinky. I'm into it. If you want to learn how to cook paella with your loved one or your coworker that you pretend to love, come on down on February 12th. There's 5 couple spots left. $200 a couple. You get to learn how to cook paella, which is that Spanish rice dish. It's delicious.
It is very good, and you don't even got to do dishes. They'll do the dishes.
And while we're talking about Booyah, I kind of messed up before. Their special fundraiser rosé sangria donation thing for the American Heart Association starts on the 10th.
The 10th.
And it goes through the 16th. And they'll give $1 of each glass of rosé sangria to them for being awesome.
All right, we fixed it.
Oh,
Whew.
that was hard.
We would have got
sangria.
so many emails about that. People would have.
I care.
I know.
They're raising money for a good cause.
That's right. Hearts.
Got to give the right info.
Are you pro-heart or anti-heart?
Well, you know, I lost mine a long time ago.
Okay.
To the man I love, Jesus.
Jesus, you called him, though.
Yeah. Well, I did. I went on a date with a Jesus.
Really?
Yeah, he took me from when it was in Epcot, and he took me all the way to Stardust, which actually had VHS tapes that they would rent
The
out.
Stardust in Audubon Park.
In Audubon Park, and he rented Frida, and we watched Frida together.
Did you make it to the end of Frida?
We didn't make out. We just held hands. Like, it took a long time of, like, legs accidentally touching.
Uh-huh.
We're laying down in his bed, but we were both very nervous. And then he held my hand towards the end, and it was a very nice, sweet, free to watch a movie. I wish now that we had made out, John, because he was super hot.
Maybe he's listening right now.
I don't really know if he spoke English that one. maybe that's why we didn't talk much. What were we talking about?
I don't even know.
Air sensors.
Yes.
Don't mess this up.
I apologize for making fun of the air sensors in downtown Orlando.
It's the nerdiest topic ever. I just have feelings. I came from a steel town, Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario. And
you worked in the steel mill?
I didn't, but there was a steel mill there. I just flash danced all day.
I was going to say, you with your shirt off and you got sparks all over you.
I'm excited, John.
Sweaty in here, Brendan.
I'm just fat. We just ate a lot of food. But they don't have air sensors and air quality sensors in town.
In the Canadian side or the Michigan side?
I don't think either side. And there's also, this is alleged. I think there's a correlation. There's also a lot of cancer. It's a cancer hotspot. I can imagine that.
Yeah.
And there's a downtown steel plant, but they don't monitor the air quality. So when I see something like this, it makes me pay attention. UCF has gotten a grant for $1.2 million from the National Science Foundation, and they're installing sensors in neighborhoods downtown like Paramore and Carter Street, Lake Dot, Lake Eola, and then some areas around downtown in these historic neighborhoods to monitor air quality that you can stream on your phone. So you'll be able to see what the air quality is downtown.
So what if the moment they install it, just goes zzz, all the way to the top? Oh.
Then we know, right? And then you can address the problem and fix it, which is great. You can hold people accountable, which is why a lot of cities don't want to do it.
How do you fix that?
You have to find out what's in the air, what is it sensing, what are the problem areas, and then you can track maybe to the source where that's coming from.
Okay.
Whether I'm sure it's going to measure pollen indexes, which is great because it's super hyper local information. But it's also going to measure carbon dioxide and I don't know, weird toxins that are in the air. So I love that. I love seeing people give that knowledge to people in the street and to citizens.
Do I get one by my house?
I don't know. You're going to have to ask.
Okay, I will.
Write a letter. The city's going to help them find the other neighborhoods.
Hopefully those other UCF professors aren't in charge of this program.
We should know, as citizens, as active citizens, it should be in our power to see how healthy our environment is.
I agree. I agree.
I love that. Great move by UCF.
And I think a lot of times, at least the water reports, those are all public. I mean, when they do reports of lakes, they're public. It's
public in
do
the
you
sense
want to go?
You could dive in and find it, and it's hard to find. I'm trying to make a map that juxtaposes water quality data with where the city is encouraging people to fish for years. And I don't know how to do it, and I'm trying to find people to do it because that's information
fish off
people
the
need
side
to know.
of the highway like everybody else does.
But you don't know what
find
you
a retention pond and
get
your bucket and your bike, like I see all the time, and catch some fish in there.
Like Lake Highland, for instance, right? Used to be the drinking water source for all of Orlando.
Yeah, well, I mean, times change, right?
Yeah, now it's
most
because
urban lakes in any city aren't going to be drinkable.
No, because they're being treated. That's not true.
You don't think so?
In Europe, people are swimming to work in Germany.
Okay,
along rivers that are just pristine.
You're right.
They take care of their natural environment.
There's a story in the New Yorker about swimming in lakes in England. And it's a big thing. But most of the lakes are still polluted, but they swim in a lot of them.
Imagine
you want to swim to work.
Well, we should at least have urban beaches. We can be outside all year round.
I mean, people go. They go boating and they go jet skiing and water skiing.
But heaven help you if you're in the water too long.
Can you not swim in those lakes?
You're actually a rule. There's an ordinance that you are not supposed to swim in city
Can I
lakes
swim
anymore.
in any lake in the city?
No.
No?
No. There's an ordinance
Lake
because
Conway
they cannot guarantee that it's healthy, and there's too many lakes for them to monitor, right?
So there's no lake I can swim in?
No.
What about in Central Florida?
I don't know what the policy is outside of city
I mean, I
limits.
know there's certain lakes you don't want to because of the threat of alligators. I mean, I guess
Right.
technically
Amoebas.
any lake could have an alligator.
But it's
in it.
really because they just can't guarantee your safety because of chemicals, runoff, and we treat urban lakes as sewers, as retention ponds, right? Everything in downtown flows into Lake Eola. It all flows in there. That's why there's always trash there. Lake Formosa, there are stormwater sewers that will flow right into Lake Formosa, and if you go over behind near the ballet, you'll see tons of trash. They have to do the neighborhood.
Oh yeah, I've done
does
those. I've
cleanups.
done those lake cleanups.
Right.
You pull some crazy stuff out of lakes.
That's not okay.
No.
And I think we need to treat them better.
All right.
I don't know why I got off on that. I always have one passionate.
That's it.
Soapbox.
That's your
Is this
one.
it today?
Let's go lake swimming somewhere.
I'll do it.
Up north, maybe.
Winter Park, they have Dinky Dock where they encourage wading.
Yeah, you can
and
swim
things.
there.
I don't think they really encourage swimming. I think they encourage like wading and hanging out on the beach.
All right, but you can go in the water.
Yes,
That's right. I forgot about
but
that.
it's a different city. They have different rules. It's also part of a chain of lakes.
Yes.
Right, which is connected to the St. John's.
You might be able to
So
swim in the ones in Windermere too. They're probably pretty clean. Butler chain of lakes.
Butler chain, and that's not city limits.
No, it's in the
Yeah,
county.
so it's different. The district at Mills 50 is selling.
They are.
This
They got some trinkets in there. Vegan restaurant.
You're vegan
I say-
adjacent, right?
Yeah,
Vegan
I say
friendly.
trinkets. I shouldn't say it like that. They have artwork in there and shops and things you can buy. And it's been there 3-4 years now.
Yeah,
at least?
about that. The owners, Jamie and EJ, are selling their spot because they are becoming consultants for a vegan food manufacturer in South Florida.
Really?
Mhm.
That's an interesting job.
They kind of were doing their own little startup vegan, product making, like fake cheese and things. Not fake. I shouldn't say.
Yeah,
What do you call it?
we know what you mean.
Alternative.
We know what you mean.
Nut cheese.
But they're selling it.
Yeah.
That's always a fun word.
I get it.
That's
It makes
a
me
fun
laugh.
one.
Every time we went to Lucky's, it's on the nut cheese section. I would just laugh.
How much? 175,000 they're selling it for?
Yeah, they wanted $250. They've lowered the price to $175. They have a hard out, I think, of the end of the month. They're really desperately trying to find somebody to buy
It's
it.
somebody's birthday here at Booyah.
Keep it down.
So what do I get for 175K?
The name, the space, the lease, the
Everything inside, I
products
assume?
inside, yeah. And hearty clap on the back.
All right.
There's no information online. If you are interested in buying a used vegan grocer market in Mills 50, then
How many miles are on this?
Follow them on Facebook.
Used market.
Just enough.
New brakes, air conditioning.
Not yet. They're getting out just in time.
You live close. That could be your place of business. You could buy it, Brendan,
I'm good.
and own it.
Nah, vegans are drama filled. They'll fight with each other. Like, that picture is not vegan enough. And then they get upset. It's like that's on a plant-based plate that you put that vegan
there
burger
honey in
on,
that?
and I hate
Not
you.
vegan.
Yeah, I'm good. I don't need to do any of that.
Maybe
I
you
get
just
enough
turn
trouble.
it into a non-vegan place.
I get in trouble for everything.
Uh-huh.
Like the last thing I need to do is get in a situation like that. I just got in trouble for writing about a satanic bake sale that's
Why
happening.
did you get in trouble for that? I read that story.
And I didn't say go there, right? I just said this is happening.
Who cares if you said go there?
We'll talk about it. Well, let's
No,
talk
tell
about
me.
it now.
I saw. So there's a satanic. What is like Church of Satan?
I'm trying to
Church
find
of-
the name. It's called Dark Crafts Carnival.
Yes,
And
I like their flyer. Lots of goats and pentagrams and all that.
Well, you're apparently an evil person, Ron. The Friends of the Satanic Temple Central Florida. This is their first event they've ever
I
had.
feel like you should call it like the enemy. It's like
The en-
everything should be opposite,
Enemies of everything.
or the unfriended, the unloved.
I think people are just triggered because like Sabrina is on Netflix and she's saying things like praise Satan and go to heaven. People, they don't know what to do in a world where people can talk openly about pro satanic things.
Uh-huh.
So this
So
thing
anyway.
is happening. It's a one night craft art market in Thornton Park
Yeah.
at the Falcon, which they do alternative stuff there all the time.
Oh, I thought it was at East End. I must have really read that wrong.
No. Yeah, the Falcon. Bake sale, portrait artists, silent auction, stained glass vendors, somebody who makes chainmail, embroidery, henna, BDSM gear,
Oh, yeah.
tattoo raffles, and more.
What do you think's at the bake sale?
I don't know. I hope it's like
Like butt cakes?
Beelzebub shaped.
Oh. I thought it would just be the
cookies.
total opposite.
It could,
Just-
upside down pineapple cake
Yeah.
with pentacles in them. Like, who
just
knows?
like chocolate chip cookies and, you know,
What Kimachi goes, so what's up with these cookies? Oh, they're just oatmeal.
they're Toll House. I cut them.
Oreos.
They're
you
take and
know.
bake.
They're crazy. We got mint chocolate chip Oreos.
They're devil foods cake.
devil food.
Red velvet.
Black Forest. Yeah. So,
Anyway,
like,
so why are they
and
mad
I
at
just
you?
shared it, and then somebody sent me like a nasty Instagram message.
Why?
It's like if only one of our readers got upset enough to write me, I'm okay with
Uh-huh.
it. But she felt like I was doing a disservice to life and the army of God.
Oh.
by,
It was
she
that.
She didn't say that. But
Oh,
she
so
said,
it wasn't their group that
she
was
said,
mad
why?
about it.
She said, I'm not going to comment on your post because I don't want anyone to get upset. But how are you promoting a satanic event? Come on now.
So I think I don't know a ton about the Church of Satan,
Right.
But I don't think it's exactly what everybody thinks it is.
It's not really a church.
Yeah. I mean, it's
It's kind of like a humanist thing, right?
yes. It's
that
more
being
that.
said, none of it was
No,
pro
that's
Satan.
news. You took
I
that
was,
down?
No, I didn't
Okay,
take it down.
good.
I responded to her and I said, I'm just doing my job, lady.
Yeah.
You're telling me that there's going to be a satanic bake sale in Thornton Park
Uh-huh.
and you don't think I should write about it?
Yeah.
Then you don't know news. Like,
Yeah, it's something you don't see every day.
No,
it's unique. It's different. So if they had one every week, you wouldn't write about it every week.
no.
But if it was
One time?
ever,
And
yeah.
I also, to my, credit or discredit, this is their qualifying fundraiser. So
Uh-huh.
if it does well, they become a chapter
Yeah.
of the church. I
And-
didn't write about that
Oh.
because I didn't want it to be like a pro thing. All I wanted to talk about was the actual event that was happening.
No, I think it's certainly worthwhile writing about.
I kind of want to go just to see what kind of cookies they sell.
Yeah, and the sacrifices.
Yeah.
I want to see the sacrifices.
And you know what? If you're mad at me, whatever your name was, thank you for reading.
Yeah, if that's that person's biggest problem in life,
Yeah.
they're living okay.
But also, to your credit, thank you for
reading.
thank you for reading, and thank you for holding us accountable. I'm not untouchable.
No.
If you disagree, you should be allowed to reach out to me, but I should be allowed to clap back.
Exactly.
And I like that. I like that feedback. And I encouraged her to continue reading. Hopefully, we don't lose her.
Well, she's praying for you.
I haven't seen if she replied. Hopefully,
Okay.
she's not mad at me. She will be now. She listens to the radio show. We have a new scooter program. We have two new scooter
Two
programs.
scooters. So how many we got right now? We got Lime.
And then Lynx just launched.
That's the new one.
That's the red one.
Has nothing to do with Link's buses. I feel like that's a copyright thing. Could they not? Can they be like, wait a minute, this is confusing?
I would assume.
You'd think so, but maybe
it's
not.
a transportation, right? They're
I
a
don't know.
nonprofit. I don't know.
Just seems like it'd be confusing.
Lynx is the new one. It's not named after the bus company, but
Nope.
it's spelt the same. It's 14 cents cheaper a minute than Lime. I think they look a little bit sturdier. They're like wider.
And they're orange and black, right?
Orange and black, a little more masculine.
Uh-huh.
They donate a portion of their profits to local wildlife efforts in every city that they have a
I like
fleet.
that.
The ones they've teamed up with here are the Haven Wildlife Rehabilitation Program, Altamont Springs Back to Nature Wildlife Refuge, and Second Chance Wildlife Sanctuary.
I love it.
So some really good ones there.
Uh-huh.
I think that's really smart.
I do too.
They're not in a ton of cities right now. I think they're mostly in Connecticut, and then they're going to open in Fort Lauderdale later in this year. So I love that they came to Orlando.
Yeah. And then we got another one coming.
Yeah, which is Citable. And I haven't written about this. We're recording this a little bit earlier. You should have the story by the time you hear this episode. It's called Wheels. And
Wheels with a Z?
No.
Oh, boo. I'm out.
But there's
I'm
a
out.
Z. Just kidding. And you sit on it.
All right, so you sit. So somebody had to put that patent in. They're like, okay, all these standing ones are great.
Right.
But wait, I'm going to blow your mind. You can sit on my scooter.
The difference is a sittable one means you can ride in the street, which means there's different restrictions.
Uh-huh.
And you can go 10 miles an hour faster than the ones that you stand up on. So these ones go to 20 miles an hour, and you can still rent them by the minute. I have not seen anything that says how much they rent for per minute. I'm assuming they're going to be a little bit more expensive.
Because they're faster.
They're faster.
More comfortable.
Yes.
Maybe.
You apparently have to wear a helmet is what they're saying. If it qualifies as a motorbike, which is what I think it does if you can sit on it, I think there's a little bit of weirdness there
So
that
how
I'm
do you
not
not
familiar
need
with.
a license then? Like at what and what I'm asking is
It's
at
the
what speed
RPM.
limit? What speed limit do you? Oh, is that what it is? The
Right.
horsepower, the RPMs.
Right. I think it's I can't remember.
But you need a license to drive a moped, right? I can't drive a Vespa without a
If
license.
it goes, I think it's anything over 150 or something. I can't
Okay.
remember. Hopefully,
because I don't think you
that's
need
a good question.
Do you need a license to drive a go-kart or not a go-kart but a golf cart?
No.
No.
But that's why people are allowed to drive them on sidewalks.
I did a
and
whole
stuff.
story on that one time. It's like speed limits too. Like you can
Yeah.
if it's under 35 or 25,
And
you
this
can
is
drive.
this is 20.
All right.
But they're encouraging you to ride in the street with it, so people will not be happy.
Mostly downtown, I assume.
Yeah, you can't do it in historic districts because it's part of the scooter program. They don't want them in historic districts, like Lake Eola Heights. So it's mostly like downtown, Mills 50, College Park, that kind of area. Yeah,
Interesting.
wheels.
No price on that one, or more expensive.
I
you
don't know
think?
yet. That's what I was saying. We haven't seen it. It wasn't it's not anywhere on their website. But hopefully by the time I write about it, I'll know.
Do we need to go to events?
How we
need to
doing on
let
time?
Sarah, we should probably let Sarah take the events for a little bit.
Okay, and then we'll come back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey Bungalowers, I'm Sarah the intern with the roundup of best upcoming events. Saturday morning, we have Paws in the Park at Lake Eola. This is a pet costume contest, and you can dress up your dog, bring them out, have fun. It starts at 10 in the morning. We also have a French Revolution party at Nan's Place. This is an 18th century theme party, and there'll be opera singers and all you can drink booze. It starts at 6:30 on Saturday night. We also have Yeti Film Tour at the Plaza Live. This is the Yeti Cooler Cup Company, not Yeti Sasquatch, but they'll have outdoorsy films with stories from the wild. Tickets cost $25, and it sounds like a wild time. Saturday night, we got Dark Crafts Carnival. This is happening at the Falcon, and it's run by local Satanists. They'll be selling dark art, witchy goods, stained glass. This is an event for adults only. No kids allowed, so it'll be a cool one. Sunday morning, we have the 9th annual Dragon Parade. You could bring the kids to this one. It's happening at Mills 50. Starts at 11 a.m. There'll be, those life-size dragon puppets, and a lot of fun for the family. There's also a vintage Valentine market happening Sunday at Audubon Park. They'll be selling vinyls, furniture, other curiosities, and last-minute Valentine's gifts. So go check it out. It starts at 1. And then we have on Thursday, February 13th, Nude Night. This is a pop-up art experience happening in a warehouse at Central Florida Fairgrounds that are featuring nude artwork, body paintings. It starts at 6 p.m. on Thursday, and it lasts till February 15th. We also have the Garden of Eden party, lots of parties going on, happening at the Art and History Museum in Maitland. Don't show up naked, but it is a night of schmoozing. It starts at 6:30 p.m. on Thursday. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Sarah the intern, and if you're looking for more on what you can do or land do, check out bungalower.com/events.
Oh, that's Sarah. She must be making millions now
I'm
over
not
at
talking about
Bungalower.
this every time.
Uh-huh.
She's learning millions of dollars worth of things.
Who's teaching her that? Not you.
Me. I've taken her
Okay.
under my wing, John.
Okay.
She's my little protege.
Ah.
Sarah the intern. I know she's going to go on to be super famous, so when I retire, she can look after me.
And feed you.
Yeah, somebody's got him.
Uh-huh.
I'm gay. You can't have any kids, right? They won't let us. In Canada, they sterilized us all so we wouldn't reproduce. That's why there's only 20 million people in Canada. What am I talking about? What are you doing this weekend?
I'm going with you to the opera or something. I don't know.
At the Nan's Place, where we recorded our episode a couple of weeks
That's right.
ago in Maitland. It's the opera. Oh, man, I can't even remember what it's called.
I'm just going to be there.
It's like a period-inspired 1800s super cool party with Opera Orlando performing, and then it's like all you can drink
Oh man,
underneath like
that's gonna be good.
huge, massive oak trees and lights, and it's gonna be fun. It's supposed to be a really nice night too, a little cold. And then I am also emceeing the pet costume parade.
Oh, are you gonna dress like a dog or something?
I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't have a dog costume, but I'll be at Paws in the Park at 11 a.m. at Lake Eola Park. Should be super fun.
Cool.
Yeah, come and say hi if you're there. And that's it. Tune in next week.
Thank you, Booyah. We had a good time. Come to their paella party on the 12th.
Paella party.